She whispered, "I am a woman. I can get away with anything. Nobody will believe you." I smiled. When my lawyer played the recording of that sentence in court, her getaway turned into an emergency settlement offer. I, 34 male, just won a lawsuit that nobody thought I could win. Not because the facts weren't on my side, but because everyone said she'd play the victim and walk away clean. 3 years ago, I started a small marketing consultancy with my business partner Valerie, 31. We'd worked together at a larger firm, had complementary skills. I handled strategy and client relations. She handled creative and execution. 50-50 partnership, everything equal on paper. First year was great. We landed decent clients, made good money. Both quit our corporate jobs to go full-time. I put in my savings, about $40K. She put in $25K, but we agreed to still split 50-50 since she brought major client connections. Year 2, things started shifting. Valerie began treating the business like her personal piggy bank. Expensive client lunches that were really girls' nights. Office supplies that looked suspiciously like designer bags. Marketing research trips to Miami and Vegas. When I brought it up, she'd deflect. "Stop micromanaging me, Leon. I bring in most of our clients anyway." True, her connections initially brought business, but I was the one maintaining relationships, delivering results, getting renewals. She'd charm them in, I'd keep them happy. 6 months ago, I discovered she'd been skimming. Not obviously, little things. Inflating expense reports by 10 to 20%. Billing clients for hours she didn't work, then pocketing the difference. Taking cash payments off the books. I confronted her privately, showed her the evidence, said we needed to make this right. She laughed. Actually laughed. "What are you gonna do, Leon? Report me? Sue me? I'm a young woman in business. You're a man in his 30s. Who do you think they'll believe?" I stayed calm. "Valerie, this is embezzlement. We need to fix this." "Or what? You'll tell our clients their favorite account manager is a thief? Watch the business tank? You need me more than I need you." That night I went to Radio Shack, bought a small digital recorder, started keeping it in my pocket during every interaction. 2 weeks later, she got bolder. Withdrew $5K from the business account for emergency vendor payment. No vendor, no emergency. Just her new boyfriend's birthday trip to Cabo. I called a meeting. Just us in the conference room. "Valerie, you took $5,000, that's theft. Prove it." "I have the bank records." "So? I'm a partner. I can withdraw money. For business expenses, not personal trips." She leaned back, smiled. "You know what, Leon? You're right. It was wrong." I thought maybe she was coming to her senses, but here's the thing, she continued. "I don't care, because you're not going to do anything about it." "Why would you think that?" She leaned in close, whispered so soft I almost missed it. "Because I'm a woman, I can get away with anything. Nobody will believe you." Then louder. "Everyone knows women in business face discrimination. If you come after me, I'll say you've been harassing me, creating a hostile work environment, maybe even some light sexual harassment." Who do you think they'll believe? The young female entrepreneur or the older male partner who's upset about money? The recorder in my pocket caught every word. "You're threatening to make false allegations." "I'm explaining reality, Leon. This is how the world works. I take what I want, you stay quiet, we both make money. Or you make noise, I destroy your reputation and we both lose everything. Your choice." I nodded. "I need to think about it." Smart man, think hard. That afternoon I called my lawyer buddy Harrison, played him the recording. "Holy hell, Leon, she actually said that?" "Every word. You're in a one-party consent state. This is legal. This is gold. What do I do?" "Document everything. Every penny, every threat. Keep recording. Build a case so airtight she can't breathe." So I did. For 3 months, I became the world's most thorough accountant, spreadsheets comparing her reported hours to actual work. Bank records showing every suspicious withdrawal. Emails where she bragged to friends about working the system. And I kept recording. She got comfortable with my silence, started saying wilder things. Honestly, being a woman in business is like having a superpower. Cry a little, claim sexism, get whatever you want. I could literally steal every client and Leon couldn't do anything. One Me Too post and his career is over. Men are so easy to manipulate, especially the good ones. They're terrified of being called sexist. 2 months ago she made her move. Registered a new LLC. started reaching out to our clients privately, offering to work with them directly for less money. When I confronted her, she shrugged. Free market, baby. They can choose who they want to work with. You're violating our non-compete. Sue me then. Oh wait, you won't. Because you know what I'll do. I smiled. You're right, I won't sue you. She smirked. Knew you were smart. I won't sue you for the non-compete. I'm suing you for embezzlement, fraud, theft, breach of fiduciary duty, and defamation. Her face went white. What? My lawyer will be in touch. Update 1. The legal steamroller started slow but picked up speed fast. Harrison filed the lawsuit with enough documentation to choke a horse. Bank records, falsified expense reports, client billing discrepancies. But we held back the recordings initially. Strategy. Valerie hired Diane Kellerman, known for aggressive defense of female executives. First move was predictable. Motion to dismiss based on retaliatory litigation. Her filing claimed I was punishing her for refusing romantic advances and asserting her independence as a woman in business. Exactly what she said she'd do. Harrison was ready. Response included affidavits from 5 female clients stating I'd always been professional, plus emails from Valerie to her friends calling me boring but useful, and too vanilla to even flirt. Motion denied. Then came the discovery phase. This is where it got beautiful. Valerie's lawyer demanded all my communications, looking for anything remotely questionable. We complied. Thousands of boring emails about profit margins and client deliverables. We requested her communications. She tried to claim privilege, privacy, irrelevance. Judge ordered production. The emails were a goldmine. Her bragging to friends about finessing the business accounts. Telling her sister she found a goldmine sucker in me. Planning with her boyfriend to start a competing firm with our client list. But the best part? She didn't know about the recordings yet. Deposition day came. Valerie showed up in her power suit, ready to play the victim. Her lawyer started soft. Miss Drake, have you ever felt discriminated against as a woman in business? Constantly. It's a boys' club. You have to fight for everything. Has Mr. Canton ever made you feel uncomfortable? He questions every decision I make. Classic micromanagement. It's exhausting being the only woman in the room. Harrison took over cross-examination. Miss Drake, did you withdraw $5,000 on March 15th? For business expenses, yes. What vendor was paid? I don't recall specifically. Was it for a trip to Cabo? Her lawyer objected. Relevance? Goes to misappropriation of funds, Your Honor. Overruled. Answer the question. Valerie shifted. There may have been some personal expenses mixed in. I was planning to reimburse. Have you reimbursed? Not yet. It's been 4 months. I've been busy. Harrison pulled out bank records. These show 16 similar withdrawals over 2 years, all claimed as business expenses, none with corresponding vendor payments. Total of $34,000. Those were all legitimate expenses. Can you provide receipts? Leon handled the filing system. He probably lost them. Always someone else's fault. Then Harrison asked the setup question. Ms. Drake, have you ever stated that being a woman gives you advantages in business disputes? She snorted. That's ridiculous. Women face nothing but challenges. Have you ever suggested that you could make false allegations if Mr. Canton challenged your business practices? Absolutely not. I would never. Have you ever said that nobody would believe Mr. Canton over you because you're a woman? Her lawyer jumped up. Objection. Counsel is badgering. I'm asking if specific statements were made, Your Honor. Overruled. Miss Drake, answer. Valerie looked confident. No, never. That's insulting to suggest. Harrison smiled. No further questions at this time. After deposition, Valerie was cocky, told mutual friends I had nothing but jealousy and the case would disappear soon. She posted on LinkedIn about standing strong against workplace retaliation and the challenges of being a successful woman. Got tons of supportive comments. She was building her narrative. Then we amended our filing to include the recordings. Update 2. Valerie's lawyer called Harrison the same day she got the amended filing. What is this? Evidence, Diane. All legally obtained in a one-party consent state. This changes things. Yes, it does. We need to discuss settlement. My client isn't interested in settling. That was true. I wanted this on record, publicly. But Valerie wasn't done playing dirty. If the legal system wouldn't work, she'd try the court of public opinion. She went nuclear on social media. Without naming me directly, her lawyer probably warned her about defamation. She posted a series of My Truth videos. When you build something from nothing as a woman, there will always be men who try to tear you down. I'm being punished for being successful and refusing to be quiet. The old boys network doesn't like it when we don't play by their rules. The comments were brutal. People who didn't know the facts rallying behind her. Some found my LinkedIn, started leaving nasty messages. Sexist pig. Stop harassing women. She deserves better than you. My business phone rang constantly. A few clients called, concerned about the controversy. I stayed quiet. Harrison advised saying nothing. Let her dig her own grave. She kept digging. Started a GoFundMe for her legal defense against workplace retaliation. Raised $8,000 in a week. People love supporting the underdog. Then she made a mistake. Got cocky. Did a podcast interview about women in business. The host asked about her current situation. I can't go into details, but I'm facing a lawsuit from a former business partner who couldn't handle my success. That must be so hard. It is. But you know what? I'm not worried. The truth always wins. And as a woman, I've learned to document everything. Every inappropriate comment, every microaggression. It's my insurance policy. Insurance policy? Well, let's just say if certain people push too hard, I have ways to push back. The #MeToo movement taught us to use our voices, and sometimes the threat of using that voice is enough. Are you saying you would make allegations? She laughed. I'm saying women have power now, and that scares some men. They should be scared. The podcast went live 2 days before our settlement conference. Harrison played it for the judge in chambers. Your Honor, this demonstrates a pattern. Ms. Drake has repeatedly suggested she would make false allegations to avoid accountability. Diane tried damage control. That's taken out of context. Then let's provide context, Harrison said, and played the recording. Valerie's voice filled the room. Because I'm a woman, I can get away with anything. Nobody will believe you. The judge's face was stone. Then Harrison played more. Her bragging about manipulating the system, threatening false harassment claims, calling it her superpower. Diane slumped in her chair. The judge looked at Valerie. Miss Drake, did you make these statements? They're out of context. The context seems clear. You threatened to make false allegations to cover up embezzlement. You stated explicitly that you could get away with anything because of your gender. Is that accurate? I was. It was a heated moment. Multiple heated moments over several months? Silence. The judge continued. I've seen a lot in my 20 years on the bench, but rarely have I seen someone so brazenly admit to planning false allegations. This is not just about the financial crimes, Miss Drake. You've weaponized the very real struggles women face in business for your personal gain. He turned to Diane. I strongly suggest you counsel your client on the benefits of settlement, because if this goes to trial, these recordings will be public, and I suspect the jury pool won't be sympathetic to someone who treats harassment allegations as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Final update. The settlement negotiations were brief. Valerie had to repay all stolen funds, $34,000 plus interest, buy out my share of the business or dissolve it. She chose dissolution. Pay my legal fees, $22,000, sign a non-disparagement agreement, issue a public statement admitting to financial misconduct. That last one was the hardest for her to swallow. This will ruin my reputation. Your actions ruined your reputation, Harrison replied. This just makes it official. Her GoFundMe had to refund everyone and shut it down. Some donors were pissed when they learned the truth. The statement went live on a Friday. Short but devastating. I, Valerie Drake, admit to misappropriating funds from Drake Canton Consulting through false expense reports and unauthorized withdrawals. I further admit to threatening false allegations to avoid accountability. I apologize to Leon Canton and to the business community for my actions. The LinkedIn warriors who'd attacked me deleted their comments real quick. Some even messaged apologies. Her podcast appearance got pulled. The host issued a statement distancing herself. But the real karma came from an unexpected place. Remember her new boyfriend? The one she took to Cabo with stolen money? Turns out he was only interested in her successful businesswoman image. When that crumbled, so did his interest. He left her 2 weeks after the settlement. But not before she'd co-signed a lease on a luxury apartment she couldn't afford alone. Valerie tried reaching out last week. New number, but I recognized the writing style. Leon, I know you hate me, but I need help. I can't make rent and nobody will hire me. Can you at least give me a reference saying I wasn't that bad at the creative work? I didn't respond. She tried again. You won. I lost everything. Isn't that enough? Still didn't respond. Final text. I guess you're the one getting away with everything now. Hope you're happy. I am actually. Business is rebuilding. Clients who left are coming back. Even landed 2 new ones who specifically said they appreciated how I handled things professionally. Started dating someone recently. Told her the whole story on our 3rd date, just to be transparent. She said, good for you. People who weaponize real issues for personal gain make it harder for actual victims. Exactly. Last I heard, Valerie moved back with her parents. Working retail while trying to rebuild. She started a new Instagram. All motivational quotes about rising from ashes and learning from mistakes. Comments are turned off. The recordings? Still have them. Backed up in triplicate. Because you never know when someone might try to rewrite history. Learned a lot from this. Document everything. Trust but verify. And when someone tells you they can get away with anything, make sure your recorder is running. Because nobody, man, woman, or otherwise, should get away with threats, theft, and lies. The law doesn't care about your gender, it cares about evidence, and I had 3 months of it. Game over.